no more in the material sphere, in the sphere of quantity. You mentioned we have only one planet, we don't have 4 planets. There are no more planets. That is in the quantitative world. In the qualitative world, the courage, venturesomeness, persistence, optimism, discipline, generosity, prayer, patience, knowledge, and energy. There is a lot more in the domain that involves the quality, getting closer in a disciplined, set way to the quality of mind that you have already acquired. To you there is no more, because you have the most. But us learning to consider the inner domain, the qualitative way of arriving to the quality that you have achieved, there is more.
I said no more for the material stuff that everybody is aspiring for, because we are a lot of people on this planet. Our present way of structuring our economies, the way we are driving the economic engine on the planet, this is a style and a mode which people formulated or structured when there was an imperialist way of looking at things. At that time, the world was planned that way. 10% of the planet wanted to live well, 10% of the humanity wanted to live well, and they always believed the remaining 90% will be enslaved and that's how it will be. But that world has changed. Today, across the planet, every human being is aspiring to live better than the way they are, and nobody can contain them anymore. You can put impediments in their way, wars and situations can be created, but you can never contain them anymore. That world is gone. So the way we are looking at success, if our idea of success doesn't go through a dimensional change, then we will understand that we will cause many disasters on the way. About the mind, when we say the word mind in English language, it is not specific, it is generally for the entire scape of things. In yogic terminology, we have 16 parts to the mind. To make it simple, I will make it four segments. These 4 are referred to as buddhi, manas, ahankara and chitta. What this means is intellect, the next one is mind, next one is identity, and the next one is chitta, for which I don't think there's an appropriate English word. Let me explain what these are. Intellect is the knife in the front. Whatever you give to your intellect, it will cut it open and see. The way of the intellect is to dissect everything. Well, instead of being in a business school, if you were in a science school, you would be dissecting frogs, you would be dissecting so many things and open it up and see the frog's heart beating, and you are very excited how it is beating. Believe me, the frog was never excited about this. Never been. But you will see science students very excited how the frog's heart is beating and what all they learned from that. A frog doesn't think much about such studies. If I want to really know you well, you think I should dissect you? I'm saying dissection may give you a material understanding of a few things, but it will not allow you to know life in any sense, isn't it? You can't know somebody by dissection. Well, today, people know human body through dissection or at least opening the dead bodies. That's different, but you still don't know nothing about life. That is why we call it medicine, not health. because today you must know the food industry on the planet is something like $7.6 trillion. The pharmaceutical industry is $7.2 trillion right now. They say by the end of 2017, it will overtake the food industry. That means people are taking more medicine than the food that they eat on this planet. That says everything about our health situations. This says everything about our mindset about the world that we live in and our mindset about our own lives, which has led to this kind of situation that we are eating more medicine than food. So, intellect is a dissecting tool. Whatever you give it, it'll dissect and look. It is useful to handle material aspects of life. Manas means it's a silo of memory. When I say silo of memory, memory means people think what they remember consciously. You definitely don't remember how your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather or grandmother looked like, but his or her nose is sitting on your face right now. Your body remembers, I'm saying. Your body remembers how your forefathers looked 1,000,000 years ago. No confusion about that, isn't it? You can't remember all this in your mind. The volume of memory that a single molecule of DNA carries is many-fold more than your entire brain carries right now. So there is a huge silo of memory, evolutionary memory, genetic memory, and there is karmic memory and there is conscious memory. Put together, it is huge volume of memory. Your intellect, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, is guided by this memory. What type of memory that is there is what is playing out in the form of your intellect. Why one person thinks one way, another person thinks another way, one person acts this way, another person acts the other way, is simply because of the nature of memory that is there in the form of evolutionary memory, genetic memory, karmic memory and the conscious memory that we've gathered. And most of the memory that you have is unconscious in nature. As you sit here, all the five senses are gathering memory right now. In wakefulness and sleep, it is gathering memory. It is just that not even a minuscule of that you're conscious, most of it is unconscious. If you walk from here to here, there may be 25 different types of smells, but only if something is acutely pleasant or acutely unpleasant, you will consciously notice it. But all of these things are recorded in one's memory. There are many experiments to prove today as to how this recording is there, and in deep states of hypnosis, these memories can be brought out. This is something that has been studied in recent times. But the memory, the enormous silo of memory is determining how your knife of intellect is directed, either towards somebody or yourself. All suffering is just that knife is directed towards ourselves. The third dimension of the mind is called ahankara, which means identity. What you're identified with, that is what your intellect tries to protect. If you say, I'm an American, it protects that. If you say, I'm an Indian, it protects that. If you say, I'm a man, it protects that. If you say, I'm a woman, it protects that. Like this, we have taken multiple identities. It tries to protect that all the time and it functions within the limitations of that identity. The fourth layer of intelligence is the most important aspect. This is an intelligence which is unsullied by memory. There is no iota of memory in this intelligence. This is the intelligence which is the basis of our existence. That is, if you as much as you eat a fruit, this fruit becomes a human being in a matter of few hours. This is that intelligence which transforms everything into this, based on the silo of memory we carry, but the intelligence itself is untouched by memory. If you find access to this intelligence, every human being may touch this intelligence at certain moments of their life, accidentally or because of situational support. But if you consciously learn to access this dimension of intelligence, in yogic parlance, in a very mischievous way, they say, if you touch your chitta, if you can access your chitta, they say God becomes your slave. He is no more a god, because anything that you wish to manifest simply happens out of you. There is no fear or favor about life anymore. So, there are 4 dimensions. Mind does not mean just thought process. Thought process is coming from the surface of our minds, which is called intellect, or the logical dimension of our mind. It is useful to do only certain things. If you try to conduct your whole life with your logic, you will see, you will freak. This is what is happening today. To eat the food, simple thing, people have been eating forever, but today's generation of people, if they have to eat something, they have to read that micro print behind the package which says 0.01% of magnesium, so much of iron, this, another 48 ingredients. By the time you read this, you lost your appetite anyway. If you put some food in front of your dog, one sniff and he knows whether to eat it or not. I'm saying human neurological system is far more evolved than any other creature on this planet. Yes? Do you agree with me? But right now, simply because there is an endless amount of thought going on in people's minds, their ability to know things just like that is largely gone. Today, human beings are struggling with fundamental things. What your grandmothers naturally knew, today there is $1 billion research about that.